dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S Dreams. Libra, this is your reading. Again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever resonates and please leave the rest. The intentions for these readings are always about your evolutionary growth and your personal growth. So whatever comes out, it's whatever comes out. Libra, let's go ahead and let's see. Um, there has been many things that have happened, many forks in the road, or whatever you want to say it, that are leading you to the same thing, that are leading you to the same path, that are leading you back to this the space of yourself, to the space of like your authentic self. Now, be very mindful that things have come into alignment outside of you, to allow you to take a step forward and to really walk into the knowing of yourself, the knowing of your spirit is what I'm picking up. And be very, very mindful that moving forth on this path. And now those of you that are really going to resonate with this has to do with a spiritual aspect, whether it is that you're starting to work within the spiritual realm, you're doing some type of spiritual work. Be very mindful and be very aware of not necessarily so much of what it is that you're doing, but the the consequences of what you're doing. How can I put it this way? What you're doing has consequences. And by what I mean by that is, make sure that whatever spiritual gifts or whatever you're putting out there to other people, make sure that you yourself are in a space of alignment, and make sure that you yourself are in a space of like trust within yourself, and in a space where you can provide this service, right? Whatever it is, like whether you're doing energetic work like Reiki, or you're doing readings, or you're doing, spells or candle work, or whatever it is, right? Make sure that you're in a place where you know yourself, and where you have really allow yourself to learn. And I don't know why it's coming in that way. There's an energy here of somebody wanting to jump into something, wanting to be of service in a certain way, and it's like certain things can backfire if you're not listening the to the guidance the way that it's supposed to be, right? And a very simple example to say it is, there's a lot of us, a lot of people, that when we jump into the spiritual aspects of things, we're so eager to be of service that we don't listen to the steps, or to we don't look at the fine prints behind it, and then we end up working, and then we end up feeling tired, we end up feeling drained, we end up feeling all of this stuff. And in reality, like, what I've learned throughout the years is that when I do this type of work, right, when I sit here and I do readings, when I am done, I am filled with energy, I am filled with life, right? I have this almost kind of like ecstasy energy, right? But there were things within the fine prints that I needed to do before I start a reading, and when I am done doing a reading, right? These setting these containers, these spaces, so that when you're reading, or when you're giving energy work to somebody, or whatever it is that you're doing, there is kind of like this container, this force field around it, that doesn't allow anything that does not belong within it to penetrate. So for those of you that are being called to do any type of spiritual work, please be very mindful of that. Please follow the fine print is what I want to say. This is not a game, whether it is that you're laying hands on somebody, whether it is that you're doing energy work from afar, you are working on someone else's spirit, on someone else's body, and you should be in a place within yourself where you're ready to do that. So personally, like, let's put it a simple way, like, yes, I do energy work. It's not something that I really promote out there for a lot of people, because I'm very there's a lot of discernment when it comes to the type of energy work that I do, when it comes to like to the type of work that I do, right? But there are guidelines and there are things that spirit has shown me that I have to do before I start, while I'm doing it, and when I finish. And when I was putting a blind eye to the fine print, I would realize that when I was done doing it, I was exhausted and I was tired. I'm like, wait, if I'm supposed to be doing this, it's not supposed to be taking this much from me. So, if you've had your recent awakening and you're starting to pick up things intuitively, or you're starting to see things and this and that, it is all beautiful. It is all amazing. But make sure that you allow yourself the space to learn what you're supposed to learn within the space before you become a person of being of service to other, because it is very honorable to be of service to other. But if you're wanting to be of service to others coming from a place of like, oh, I want to be seen as this great this and this great that, and I'm the most powerful, and I'm the most, that is coming from an egoistic place, and that will slap you back in the face eventually. So be very mindful of that. And really always lean back into your own intuition, and really lean back into the spiritual team that you have around you, because they are there to help you. They're there to facilitate this space for you, to allow you to grow within it. And it's almost kind of like some of you want to learn to walk before you even learn to crawl. So a lot of the things that are being shown to you, a lot of the downloads that you're getting, a lot of the things that are coming forth in a spiritual aspect for you guys during this time, it is a teaching ground. It is a way for you to learn. It is for you to assess. It is for you to investigate. It is not for you to just go ahead and blindly jump in and try to fix everyone. Does that make sense? All right. And welcome. I'm always excited when I hear people that are starting to do like spiritual work, however it is that you do that service, right? Whether it is that you're at home by yourself meditating and holding energetic space for very specific things, very specific energies, whether it is that you are doing like learning Reiki, whether it is that you are doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? It is a beautiful place. But as with everything, right, there is a space where you have to remain a student to continuously learn, so that then this can become your source of income, if that's what it's meant to be, so that this can become your livelihood. And remember that spiritual things are not just these fascinating hobbies or things like that. Whatever you choose to do at this moment in time, go into it knowing that this is going to become a lifestyle. This is going to become a part of who you are, because it is who you are. And there is really like no turning the switch on and off. Like, I hear a lot of people say like, oh, I just turned it off. And it's like, no, you really don't turn it off. You kind of learn to like not speak up on it when it comes up. So like when I'm in different settings and I'm doing different things, there are certain channels within myself that I lower the volume, but the information is continuously coming in. It is just I've learned that space within myself, right? That discernment that what is coming in through this channel doesn't necessarily belong in this channel, right? And sometimes different channels do connect for a reason. Sometimes they're meant to be separate. So it's almost kind of like this space of like learning to navigate it. So really give yourself that space, that grace to learn to navigate these gifts, whether these gifts are new or whether this is something that is reawakening within yourself, right? And when I say reawakening, I mean that you knew that these gifts were there, but you chose to ignore them. And now you're choosing to go forward with them. Okay. All right. So that was for that group of you. Let's see everybody else. Because some of you are like, okay, Perla, no, I'm not in that space right now. And it's like, okay, that is perfectly fine. The rest of you, there seems to be like this. I'm looking at this distorted image of like a mountain that you guys are just kind of like looking at it, and you're like, how am I supposed to climb that mountain? How am I supposed to get over that mountain when it's like there is no place to put my foot, there is no place to grip or something of that matter. But it's something about going over this mountain that you really feel like if you just get through that, if you just get over that mountain, you're gonna get to your promised land or whatever it is. There is this. We're gonna use one very simple example. Some people, let's say when I get down to this weight, everything in my life is gonna be perfect, right? And again, this is just an example. Or when I'm done with college, everything is going to be perfect. And then they lose the weight and then internally they still feel the same. Or they graduate college and then internally they still feel the same. So they still lack the confidence to go out there and get their dream job. They still lack the confidence to wear the clothes that they want to wear if they lost weight or this or that. And it's almost kind of like some of you have really stuck into this routine where it doesn't matter how much you accomplish, it doesn't matter how much you actually have, you're constantly going on to the next thing. Oh, this next thing is going to make me happy. Oh, this house is going to make me happy. Oh, this car is going to make me happy. This person is going to make me happy. So this is why this mountain looks so distorted, because all of these are things that are not within you. These are all exterior things, and you're putting so much pressure and so much of yourself into it, knowing that once you get it or once you achieve it, you're still going to feel unfulfilled. You're still going to have that unfulfilling feeling within yourself. So when we look at an energy like that, what you need to do is like kind of like reverse and look at yourself and be like, wait, I am enough. I have everything that I need already. I am the person that I am meant to be in this moment in time. The tools that I have within me are in me to navigate this space, to navigate these challenges. And when you start looking at yourself from that perspective, from that point of view, trust me, that mountain that looks deserted, that mountain starts to literally crumble down, because you are already in your promised land, right? You yourself are your promised land. You yourself are that thing that you're constantly seeking. You yourself are that person that you want to become. It's just you're failing to see it because a lot of you are pinpointing the things that you dislike about yourself, the things that your shortcomings, the things that other people have said about you or whatever it is. And it's like, no, sweetie, like, look, like, really look at you, really look at yourself, really see who you are. Really allow that voice within yourself to come out singing, to shine, to shout, to whatever it is. Stop holding yourself back and stop putting these limits within yourself and like around yourself that you need this or you need that in order to succeed in something, in order to be happy. Because it doesn't matter what you collect, it doesn't matter how much you go after something and whatever it is, you're never going to truly experience happiness unless you learn to be happy with yourself. Alrighty, let's see. Be mindful with contracts that you're starting off with people, like whether this is work or relationship, regardless of whatever it is. Be very mindful with the contracts that you're signing or with the things that you are allowing yourself to get involved in. This goes back into the whole spiritual aspect of things too, like um there is always a sense of mystery when it comes to anything, right? That we're going to go into, whether it's a relationship, whether it's our spiritual practices or whatever. There's always a sense of mystery within it. But there's also this knowing of where it is or what it is that you're meant to go after. And that knowing comes from within yourself. That knowing comes from listening to your intuition. So if you're having a hard time at this moment in time, then your main focus should be spending 5 to 10 minutes a day focusing with the intention of meditating to connect to your higher self, to connect to your intuition, to learn to trust your intuition more. Now, mind you, I'm saying 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not telling you to spend an hour here, an hour there. When we try to force things, we meet resistance. But when we openly invite things to come in, they begin to flow. So setting 5 minutes a day and setting, okay, I'm going to meditate here. I'm going to focus on my breath with the intention of connecting to my intuition, with the intention of connecting to my higher self, with the intention to listen to myself better. And you just breathe. And in those 5 minutes, it could be completely silence, complete darkness. Nothing comes through. 2 hours later, you're driving down the road and the information just starts to come down. And that is what you're meant to be doing, right? We're not sitting here for like 8 hours straight, like, tell me the answer, tell me the answer. I know the answer, answer, come through, come through. Like, that is a forceful way of living. And when we try to force things, if you look at your past, nothing manifests, nothing comes out of it. So start to go with the flow with this. Whatever it is for you, like, start going with the flow, with these energies, with these spaces. Just allow things to naturally unfold, to naturally come to you. Don't be so hyper focused on trying to force things to come that are maybe not meant to come at this moment in time. Heidi? There is a sense here about like really protecting your heart. Again, be very mindful of the people that you are allowing into your space, especially as you're first starting to walk this spiritual path. um there is a sense of, again, like, just, I don't know, there seems to be like that's the way that it's coming up, so I'm just gonna say it. An egoistic type of energy. Being intuitive and having gifts does not make you better than anybody else. I'm going to say it again. Being intuitive and having different types of like spiritual gifts does not make you better than anyone. And I have to say that because like there is this energy of like somebody really allowing their spiritual gifts or whatever it is to get to their head, where now they feel they are better than other people, and it doesn't work that way. There is no comparison of one person's gifts to the next or the way that it manifests. We are each here to serve a very specific purpose. And even though the tools that we use may look similar, our purpose at the end of it is completely different. Um, and I feel that a lot of you Libras need to hear that this is not uh this is not a battlefield. And I don't know why I have to say that. This is not a battlefield. This is not you versus them. This is not them versus you. This is not, the last one standing type of energy. If you are within that space, please take a step back and go within yourself to see why you're in that space. um that's not it. That's not what we're coming here for. That's not what these communities are for, if that makes sense. I don't know why that's coming up that way. Oh my god, my heart's like ah. A lot of you, this, I'm sorry guys. I'm just feeling certain things and it's coming up. Like the way that it's coming up, it's like it's really like, all I can say is right? A lot of you, this egoistic energy that may arise from realizing like your gifts or how connected you are to spirit or whatever it is coming from a place of like finally feeling like you belong. So it's almost it's like this, it's weird because it's kind of like this twisted energy of like, I finally belong, or I finally know where I belong, or I finally know what my purpose is. But within that excitement of knowing what that is, you kind of like turn your ear away from spirit when spirit is trying to tell you to stay humble within the space. But it's like this, I almost kind of like want to cry at the moment because it's like the space of like, I finally know where I belong. Like I finally know what my purpose is. It's really the only thing I can say to you in regards to this, that this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what your gifts truly are as they continue to reawaken within you. So really allow yourself to stay in a space of being humble and really staying open to what it is the spirit wants to show you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. So we have the Medicine Heart oracle deck. This was a beautiful gift. This is my second deck out of 3 that I've gotten from one specific client. So I want to say thank you again. She knows who she is. Um, and I feel like spirit really, like, I don't know, there is this connection between her and I and spirit, that spirit lets her know exactly when I need a new deck and what that new deck needs to be, and always delivers on time. So we have, I was gonna start like and like a card just flew out, like without me even shuffling. Well, I did shuffle a little, but the card just flew out and it says Sacred Piercing. Number 2. Look how beautiful that card is. Look, 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 look. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna stop now. Number 2. All right. Let's see. I really like this energy that you guys are going into. There, you know, even within spiritual practices and different practices and stuff like that, regardless of whatever path you choose to take, there are structures within those. And learning to navigate them is something that is coming up that is very important for you guys. The oracle of the sacred piercing signifies the presence of divine masculine energy. This energy may manifest to a person, an event, or as your own inner masculine energy gaining strength, providing you with a capacity for skillful discernment and clarity, leading to constructive corrective action. There is a different view on new energy or attitude that needs to enter your awareness and your life. This energy may feel unfamiliar, yet it holds within the potential to stimulate your healing journey and your ultimately empower you in the manifestation of your life purpose. A time of increased activity, moment, and progress is imminent. This will naturally arise in support of your authentic purpose in this world. So again, um, Libra, these new gifts or reawakening gifts and all of this is all part of your purpose. Really allow yourself to dive into it and really allow yourself to stay humble while you are in this space. It may feel unfamiliar. There may be things that may not make logical sense, but trust me, they are all like interconnected with how it is that you're going to grow within the space. Give yourself the grace, give yourself the compassion, give yourself the love as this new journey unfolds. Know that we are all here loving and rooting for you as you travel through this path and as you allow Spirit to show you your true purpose in this world. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Now, if you, oh, excuse me, whew, I am like just, I need to take a minute to like just sit in gratefulness right now for having the, like, I feel so honored to bring you guys this message. And I feel like it's something that a lot of you really needed to hear and a lot of you really needed to know. I recently heard this, like, when you bow to somebody, you're bowing to yourself. So I don't know why that had to come up. Well, that is all that I have for you. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care, Libra. Bye-bye.